18 million Yugoslavs, 6 republics, 5 races, 4 languages, 3 religions, 2 alphabets, one might add, and one communist party under President Tito holding it together. Can a man have 3 wives and keep peace in the home? Politically speaking, this is precisely what President Tito of Yugoslavia is trying to do. Up till 1948, he honeymooned with the communist camp. Then he flirted with the West. Now he's wooing the uncommitted world for all his worth. Roving Report came to Belgrade to find out how this experiment in political polygamy is working. The first impression you get of Belgrade is of massive grey blocks of concrete, thousands of modern flats being built for hundreds of thousands of modern workers. Everywhere the old is giving place to the new. Belgrade is rapidly becoming a supermarket capital. As in other supermarket capitals, it's not always the wife who does the shopping. Food is cheap by our standards, but it's still pricey for Yugoslavs earning somewhere between £2 and £4 a week. Steak only costs about 2 shillings a pound. But few Yugoslavs can afford to buy luxuries like foreign liquor, whereas homegrown strawberries only cost 1 shilling a basket. In Belgrade, a family of 5 reckons to spend about 10 shillings a day on food. That's not bad, so long as both husband and wife are working. The nation's now started producing her own luxuries. This TV set costs £70. That's about 6 months' wages for most people. Too much for women like these, who have to go to a communal centre if they want to watch television. Economically, there's still a long way to go, but Yugoslavia claims she's getting there faster than any Moscow satellite. The Piccadilly Circus of Belgrade is Marx Engels Square, flanked by Borba, the Communist Party newspaper building, and the Communist Party headquarters. A reminder that Yugoslavia is still very much a communist country. But what does this renegade brand of communism mean for the outside world? At the Foreign Ministry, I asked Mr. Vevoda, a deputy foreign minister, if Yugoslavia meant to spread her kind of communism to her newfound allies in the neutralist camp.
Yugoslavia, of course, does not intend to impose her social system on the others, and she, as she doesn't allow to the others impose their social system upon her. In our opinion, the social system isn't a product to be put on the list of final products for export. I would like to emphasize that our relations with non-aligned countries are good, and this is not a new activity in promoting these relations, but an orientation, a long-term orientation.
Yugoslavia has a short-term problem on her own doorstep. Albania, Tito's fiercest critic, where only a few days ago an alleged plot involving Greece, America and Yugoslavia ended with the firing squad. Was there really such a plot, I asked.
Of course, this is a completely ridiculous accusations and nonsense as far as Yugoslavia is concerned, as we already stated it. Publicly after the Congress of the Albanian party, when it was for the first time made public such an accusation, and now after the beginning of this trial.
If Karl Marx were alive today, who do you think he'd support? President Tito or the Moscow line?
I have no pretension whatsoever to pass judgments in the name of Marx. As far as we are concerned, we Yugoslavs, we consider that we we implement adequately Marxist ideas in our specific Yugoslav conditions. I mean the ideas of scientific socialism or Marxism.
But Yugoslavia was a result of violence, not Marxism. 47 years ago this month, crowds waited on this bridge in Sarajevo for the Archduke Ferdinand of Austria to drive past on a tour of inspection of his imperial troops. But as he reached the corner by the bridge, a man leapt onto the running board of his car and shot him dead. The assassin, Gavrilo Princip, was arrested, but the crisis leading to the First World War had already started. I went to Sarajevo to see what relics are left of the event which was to result in the creation of Yugoslavia. I found a modest plaque paying homage to Princip. And this is the spot where he stood waiting for his victim. A whole band of Serbian nationalists was rounded up with Princip. Too young to hang, Ivo Kranjcevic did 10 years hard labor. And today, he's a broken man with a bad heart and asthma, living in a dusty flat not far from the scene of the assassination. He complains his sacrifice brought him no reward, but prison and poverty. He told me he had been called a gangster when he was really a nationalist defending the Serbian people against the Austrian invader. In this, he succeeded. In markets like these, you can still hear the different languages of the 5 peoples of Yugoslavia united in a single nation after the First World War. Even a foreigner can pick out the Serbian and Croatian faces, the different national costumes. But today, markets like these are gradually disappearing, and Titoism is bringing a new uniformity. One stumbling block in the way of uniformity, 2 million Muslims, about 9 million Greek Orthodox, and 6 million Catholics. Catholics are allowed to build their own churches, but they still claim they're persecuted. Many priests are in jail for political crimes. Father Francis here served a 4-year sentence. His crime, making hostile propaganda from the pulpit. The church claims such charges are a pretext to stamp out religion. As if to deny it, the state made a token contribution to the building of this church. In houses like these, millions of Catholics have to reconcile their loyalty to the state with their loyalty to the church. But both sides now talk of better relations, each hoping the other will give a little ground. Politics are another source of friction in Yugoslavia. Yugoslav students occasionally give vent to their political feelings. You can see where they smashed the windows of the American reading room during the recent invasion of Cuba. Britain is very popular these days. Thousands of Yugoslav schoolchildren have turned from Russian to English as their first foreign language. The British reading room provides them with reading matter and holiday posters. But there's one author whose books, though published in England, are not on sale here. Milovan Djilas, a former vice president just freed provisionally after 4 years jail for slashing criticisms of the Tito regime. We talked in his flat. Mr. Djilas, you were in prison for things you'd written. How many more books did you write in prison?
About 5. 2 are more or less finished. Others only prepared, rough copy. Others.
And is this is one of them, is it?
Yes, this is the study about famous Yugoslav poet Njegoš.
Is it
This is the biggest.
Is it likely to be a controversial book? Does it contain any political?
There are some political, but not directly.
And do you think this is going to get you into trouble again?
No, absolutely no, I'm sure.
Can you circulate freely inside Yugoslavia without permission?
Yes, I'm free to move in Yugoslavia, but not out.
Not abroad?
Not abroad.
And Do you find that you are able to meet anybody you wish to meet in Belgrade?
Yes, no any difficulties if I wish to meet with somebody.
And there are no restrictions placed on you apart from not having any political activities and not going abroad?
No.
How were you treated during your 4 years in prison?
Correctly.
And has your health...
But prison was severe. Isolation, 20 months. I was isolated 20 months in the cell, alone, completely. And after that, I was in one group of criminals.
And what was that for?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that they have maybe intention to break me. But I don't know the real reasons. Never
Did they
told
succeed?
Me. No.
And did prison make you change your mind in any way?
No, in essence, no. In some question, yes, because the situation evaluated, but in essence, no.
And are you planning to express your views again, if you can?
Not now. Not now.
For political reasons at the moment?
Not now. Political reasons are not favorable now for such action. Not now.
If expressing his views means opposition to Tito, Djilas is right. People today are solidly behind the president, as they demonstrated at the official birthday parade I watched that same afternoon. In the Belgrade stadium, he appeared very much as the father figure for 18 million Yugoslavs. Of this nation haphazardly lumped together and christened less than half a century ago, the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru, has said 6 republics, 5 races, 4 languages, 3 religions, 2 alphabets, one might add, and 1 communist party under President Tito holding it together. Western Democrats don't like to see political and religious activities curtailed. But many new countries feel these are luxuries which could lead to chaos if they are permitted too soon. Yugoslavia, with no national tradition, no roots in history except centuries of Balkan squabbles, still needs displays of solidarity like these to create a national spirit. If the rising generation is as keen on work as it is on PT, there shouldn't be much to worry about. Yugoslavia has now held her position as the only truly communist country outside the communist camp for 13 years. Is it going to go on working? Inside Yugoslavia, signs are, I think, that it is. But at least part of the answer must depend on East-West relations. For the man with several wives, his peace of mind doesn't depend on himself. The trouble starts when the wives begin to quarrel amongst themselves. Good night.